Leverkusen, I think they're fifth now in the Bundesliga. They're not doing too well. Olympiacos are second in the Greek league behind AEK Athens. And we need to do that this afternoon. Is Mustafa Jinodi. My name is Afolabi.
Yeah, this will be an intriguing match. It's going to be played at Olympiacos, and Olympiacos recently beat them in the group phase 2-0. So that's going to be interesting to see. And we know that Olympiacos is going to come out here and play their usual high line, high intensity, almost gigapress. The only problem is that they throw everything at you, full intensity, but they lack the depth to keep it and endurance to keep it going for the whole game. What they try to do is to rack up points, then second half go into low block and try to hold on. And I think they're going to do the same thing here because they want to try to get as many goals as they can here to give them a buffer when they go to Leverkusen. Leverkusen is the opposite of them. They're a more patient team. They build up, but they also look for tactical overloads. Just like a lot of the German teams, they use their wing backs, especially their right wing back, to try to bring overloads and pass the ball, and also to, at times, to use a counter. They use the counter with some moderate intensity to score off of that. So what you're going to see with this game is the Leverkusen is going to, it's going to be Olympiacos throwing everything at them, the high press and everything, trying as much to get a goal. I'm going to predict that this game is going to be 1-1. Olympiacos may put a goal in, but they're going to be robbing Peter to pay Paul. They're going to be out of energy, and I have a feeling that Leverkusen tactically will be able to secure a goal, taking advantage of the lack of depth that Olympiacos has being at home. And second leg, I see Leverkusen holding on to maybe a 1-0 victory. So I'm going to say a draw for this first leg. And overall, I have Leverkusen barely getting by in this overall encounter. What do you think?
Yes, I agree with you. I think Leverkusen has lost a little bit of flair and creativity in the midfield areas. Haven't sold Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. So they're going to be depending on some other players to give them a little bit of creativity. And like you said, the Olympiacos team are going to settle down in a low block, very compact, and try and see.
They're going to start off with a high press, though.
Yeah,
that's how they play. Press.
Yes, try and see if they can break into the areas that are vacated by the advanced Leverkusen players. Leverkusen, though they don't have Wirtz anymore, they still have Grimaldo. Grimaldo is a very tricky winger who can get behind the opposition defense quite easily. They still have Vasquez. They have Schick, who is their main striker. So basically, I feel that the way it is, it will be very difficult for Bayer Leverkusen to break down Olympiacos. Like you said, they would start by pressing them high, and then when they lose the ball, they will quickly settle into a compact shape and make themselves difficult to break down. I see a draw in this one. Because I know Liverpool want to come out and see if they can try
and Olympiacos does tend to make a lot of mistakes, yellow cards, and their midfield is sometimes unstable. So they need to watch out for that also. And with their high press, they're very vulnerable to counterattacks. But I see this game as being a draw. So any last thoughts?
Yeah, it's just to say that Leverkusen hasn't been the team they were. First of all, they lost their coach to Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso left, and they lost their best player in Wirtz. And so the responsibility to create has fallen on Grimaldo and Vasquez. So they'll play more on the wings instead of going through the center. Which they have
and they'll look for tactical overload. You're talking about Leverkusen, right? They'll look for
I'm talking about Leverkusen.
And this game is going to be, transitions are going to be important for both sides, you know.
Both sides,
I know that Olympiacos has a guy who, his name is Taremi, who's on the, I think he's a wing back.
Even this Nigerian defender, Bright Yemechi, he is their left fullback. Bright Yemechi is their left back. And they also have the tall Moroccan attacker, El Kabi.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good match. But I think we're looking for a draw. And Leverkusen, which is a very greatly diminished team. They used to be one of the top teams in Europe and in Germany. So we'll just have to wait and see. All right.